Welcome into Outkick the Tailgate. We are live on the Vanderbilt campus. Jill Savage, Jonathan Hutton, Chad Withrow. We have a lot of Georgia fans already out and about. It's going to be a theme that we're going to see here for this game in particular. But, guys, I think the big headline is that we're back for another week.
We made it. We made it, Chad. They said we would not make it back to Nashville, and we're here.
It's amazing, when you can persevere and then make sure that you make it back for a second week. That's really big time. And we are here in our home, Hutton, here in Nashville, Tennessee. God is smiling on us today. It is a perfect morning for football with a morning Central Time kickoff between Vanderbilt and Georgia. And you're right, Jill. This is the challenge for Clark Lee and Vanderbilt. You're going to look around this stadium and look around this campus today, and you're going to see it right in front of you. There's going to be a lot of black and red here.
Yeah, we've seen it out on the town over the past couple of days. Everybody's coming in, and they're excited about, their Georgia Bulldogs coming in. Like you guys were saying earlier this week, it's an easier ticket to get on the road in the SEC, so it's a chance for a lot of people to come out and support their team. But, when you do look at it, Vanderbilt has a lot that they have to build towards right now.
Well, and they're fighting many things. One thing is just fan apathy, if it's even apathy, Chad, at this point over the years. And that's what Clark Lee is truly battling, is trying to get the support back and get people to believe in the program. But beyond that, Nashville is a huge draw. It's drivable for the vast majority of the SEC. It is an easy ticket because tickets are vastly available, and you're going to see your team win when you come here. I mean, that's the expectation, so you leave happy as well. It's a great trip. It's a weekend trip. It's simple to make, and that is advantage visitor.
Well, and this is the good news, though, for Clark Lee and Vanderbilt. It's this city that we're in right now. Vanderbilt is in Nashville, Tennessee, and there's not another SEC school that can tout that. This is a thriving metropolis, easy to recruit to. It's an easy drive to a bunch of big cities all over the Southeast and the Midwest, for that matter. So from that perspective, Vanderbilt is at an advantage. As an academic institution, they are at an advantage, and with this new Vandy United plan of fundraising that's going on, this is sort of the next step. Jill, you mentioned a tough ticket, or maybe not so tough of a ticket, depending on the opponent. That's really the next step for Vanderbilt, and that's what they're going to try to accomplish. Hutton, we've talked about this for a while. You want to see shovels in the ground at some point, right? That's what you really want to see, is actual change on campus with athletic facilities. But once that happens, I want to see Vanderbilt football in that stadium become the Cameron Indoor of football. It could be smaller. Make it a difficult ticket. Make it where the students are right on top of the field. Heck, we already saw students here at 6 o'clock this morning that were ready to get going for the game. So that's the next step for Vandy. Once they start to accomplish those things, this could be a great place for college football.
Well, the new Chancellor Dearmeyer, is putting money into the athletic program. They had a $300 million announcement earlier this year. That was great to see, because there's been a lot of talk about that, but we haven't seen an announcement like that. Candace Story-Lee has some momentum as the new athletic director as well. She's a former athlete here on campus for Vanderbilt. She knows the uphill climb. So does Clark Lee, who also played here. I think that also presents some great advantages for them. And now with Dearmeyer putting the money where the mouth is, so to speak, with $300 million, that is truly the next step, because that's what it takes to grow and just try to compete in the SEC. I don't even know if $300 million allows you to compete in the SEC, but it is a big step in the right direction based on what we've seen here lately.
And Chad, you personally know Coach Lee. He was up here bright and early, even before the sun was out this morning. You saw him coming in.
I was so excited for this show today, Jill. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. and could not go back to sleep. Alarm was set for 5:20, so I said, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and get up and get ready and come on down to West End. I did that. Park in the garage, walk out, sun's not even up, still pitch black. And I look to my left and I see Clark Lee in his black SUV, and he's turning left, and he's going to McGugin Center, and he's getting ready for his day. And I even alerted the security guard and said, hey, you might want to move that barricade. Coach is coming through and coming in. And then I look up, and there was no more of a stark realization of the challenge ahead of Clark Lee than looking forward and exactly where Clark Lee was looking and seeing Georgia flags and tents going up everywhere in the parking lots in this area around Vanderbilt Stadium. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, Clark Lee knows it. He's talked about being a student and a player here at Vanderbilt and having the weight room taken from him for teams coming to the Music City Bowl. He's been here on senior days where it's 95% orange and white when they're playing Tennessee as a player. So he sees the challenge every day. He sees it on game days here. And it's up to the Vanderbilt administration, and they're doing a good job now, taking the steps necessary to make this the program that this city wants and that every Vanderbilt fan wants.
So it sounds like you think Clark Lee is the right man to build this program back.
Clark Lee he's got the right experience and knowledge of this institution to lead Vanderbilt back. It remains to be seen if he's the right head football coach, but if anyone knows the challenges at Vanderbilt and has a plan and an idea of how to eliminate those challenges and move forward and become a thriving program in the SEC, I do think that it's Clark Lee.
Well, and he's a part of the fabric of the athletics department here, right? Like he sought after the job. I think that's important to note. And he came here knowing what he was getting himself into, right? With support and needing that extra base behind him, with the entire university behind athletics. So, again, I'm still hesitant to say yes on that, but I like some of the outside-the-box thinking that he's brought to the table. Of course, recruiting comes with all this, but that was what James Franklin brought to the table, was momentum. There was a buzz about what he was saying and doing. Lee has come in and been more about the football and building from the inside out. Franklin immediately hit the streets and was on every television station in town, every radio station in town. Lee's kind of been the opposite, Chad, where it has been about the mindset and the framework of the program before he's doing anything else.
Also a big difference in the interview process from saying, I could do good things at Vanderbilt versus saying, I know what I want to do at Vanderbilt.
Right.
This is a job that I want. Not just I could do a good job there, but I want that job. And I think that was a separating factor for Clark Lee, is he went to the administration, the interview process, this is the job that I want. This is a job that I've thought about since I was a student at Vanderbilt. It's a job that I'm seeking. It's a job that I want. And I think that's important.
We are just getting started here at Vanderbilt on the beautiful campus. This is my first time in Nashville. I get to come experience it with you guys in your hometown. This is so exciting for me, just to be out here and kind of the vibe of Music City and see everything that you guys have been saying. This is a great place to build a program, but stick with us because coming up, we're going to have Clay Travis coming up next, and later in the show, we're going to have Warren Moon stopping by. It's going to be a huge show that we have for you, so Outkick the Tailgate is just getting started. Hang with us.